Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Inside KISD Super Produced News. I'm Ricky Brown.
And I'm Alejandro Prats. Thanks for joining us.
On this week's episode, we'll meet with two auto collision students where we learn more about the auto collision department here at KCC and a Scotch Lady visit to this year's seniors.
We'll also look at a movie review done by student journalist Rihanna Hosang. All this and more on Inside KISD.
KISD announced Miguel Tamarki as interim principal of Killeen High School. Tamarki, a long-term educator and campus leader, brings over 20 years of public education experience. He previously served as principal of Coppers Cove High School and currently leads Pathways Academic Campus. Known for building strong teams supporting academic achievement and expanding student opportunities, Tamarki's experience and leadership style makes him a strong fit for the campus during this period of change. He will begin working with the Killeen High School leadership team and outgoing principal, Dr. Cara Chivino, next week to support a smooth transition.
Want to learn more about auto collision here at KCC? Student journalist Selby Castillo has the video for us.
Hi, my name's Cameron. I'm with Mr. Mendoza's Collision and Repair program at the Career Center. Collision repair is basically, it's taking apart cars, finding out how they work and what goes where, but it's not necessarily dealing with the internals of the car. It's necessarily dealing with the exterior, like the paint, the panels, all the fun stuff that makes a car look nice.
This program isn't for everyone, but if you can multitask and if you can kind of get into like a mindset where you just kind of get lost in things, like if you're building stuff or if you're taking stuff apart, this class could be really good for you. Hi, my name is Van Jewett. I'm here at KCC in the Collision Repair program. What made me want to be in this class is I like working on cars and being around cars because I think they're really interesting and there's so many moving parts and just it's fascinating to me how they work.
What interested me is basically being able to take apart life-size Lego pieces. Like I see it as like just giant Lego sets that I can take apart and discover how they work and what goes where. Some difficulties are being able to stay focused on one thing for a long time. Another one would be being able to stay dedicated to coming in every day and working on the same thing repetitively.
Some of the difficulties in this class is whenever we're taking apart like body panels, we have to put everything back together in the same order that we took it apart. And then also memorizing everything that goes into this class, like which tools to use, how to take stuff apart, how to correctly disassemble things. That can be a struggle with some people.
This class would benefit me after school with helping me get a jump start into the career of collision repair, being able to work on cars and knowing what I can do out in the real world.
This class will open a gateway straight to other like auto shops and collision and repair centers.
If you're able to stay doing one thing repetitively, that you'd have a great time in here. You'd be more open to like doing a lot of other things, like there's painting, which is what you're going to go through for your first year or your second year, depending on what time you join. You'd be more open and accessible to a lot.
Killeen High School junior ROTC cadets spent Wednesday morning packing 154 boxes of non-perishable food to support KSC's homeless awareness program, HARP. The 34 cadets worked at the Jackson Professional Learning Center, which houses a food pantry serving families in need. More than 500 KSC students are currently identified as homeless under the federal definition, making the program especially important. Cadets say they were proud to help their own community and give back to families and peers in need. KSD HARP continues to accept unexpired non-perishable food donations during school business hours.
Killeen Elementary School annual gift giving celebration filled the gym with joy as students received personalized presents ahead of the holiday break. For the 9th year, Lewis and Shelly Salas and the Salas Team Realtors provided 1,050 gifts for every student, continuing the tradition that began at Westford Elementary. Employees purchased, wrapped, and delivered the gifts, decorating the gym and creating a festive experience for students. Classes gathered for photos with Santa and a countdown before opening their gifts together, filling the space with smiles and laughter. School leaders and teachers praised the event as a meaningful act of love and community support that creates lasting memories for students.
Recently, the Scholarship Lady came to KCC to help seniors apply to colleges. Student journalist Alejandro Prats has the story for you.
Earlier this week, the Scholarship Lady came and talked to students and helped them prepare for the college/university application process.
Between official and unofficial, because sometimes scholarships will say it has to be official, or sometimes it says unofficial. What is the difference?
The scholarship lady explained to students the importance of how to format an essay properly and also how to request the letters of recommendation from teachers and being professional during these processes.
Class rank. What is your college you want to attend? What major or you want to pursue? What career do you want to obtain? What are your clubs since the 9th grade? What jobs have you had since the...
Students that visit the scholarship lady say that they understand the process better now, and many have been able to get into their college of choice after using the resources given.
Yeah. Repulsed, she scrunched her nose and immediately took a step back. All right? And then the last one.
A visit with the scholarship lady can be a very helpful resource for seniors getting ready for college. You can visit the scholarship lady next at the KCC on January 27th and 29th. I'm Alejandro Prats.
Our main protagonists, Madeline Ashton and Helen Sharp, are considered lifelong frenemies. Both women have indirectly clashed with each other since Madeline started stealing Helen's boyfriends and when Helen called Madeline cheap. Helen's ex-fiancé, Ernest Manville, also plays a part in the story. Helen finally snapped once she realized that her fiancé, Ernest Manville, did not pass the Madeline Ashton test and went to go marry Madeline instead. She spiraled into a deep depression and since then has plotted a way to get rid of Madeline forever. Meanwhile, as the years go by, Madeline starts to know these wrinkles forming on her face and tries everything to get rid of them. She tries from Botox to creams, but nothing seems to work anymore, until she's recommended a woman that will alter her way of living forever. She meets Lyle von Rumen. She offers Madeline a tonic that will grant her eternal youth. Skeptical, Madeline almost leaves, but Lyle convinces her to take the tonic. Or should I say potion. Madeline takes the drink and sees herself turns young again. She's ecstatic. Nothing has ever worked this well before. Like, ever. Meanwhile, Ernest is at home reflecting on how unhappy he's been with himself thanks to the manipulation of Helen. So when Madeline gets home, he starts an argument. They yell back and forth, talking like they never knew each other, until Ernest reaches his snapping point and kills Madeline. Or, so he thought. Turns out, Madeline is alive, but Helen is also alive. Dead? Both? Let me backtrack. Helen also took the same potion as Madeline to become young again, the same one that causes neither of them to die. But she took it way before Madeline did. Madeline killed Helen in the name of self-defense, but she arose from her death after Madeline shot a hole in her stomach. Once both of them find out about each other's secret, they start to fight and lash out on each other. They try to hurt each other but realize there's nothing they can do but talk it out, because it doesn't do a thing anymore now that they're dead.
I hurt you on purpose. And I'm really sorry.
Finally, they make peace with each other, but they start to realize that their bodies won't last long without the help of a mortician. Luckily for them, Ernest is a mortician, so they go ask him for help so that way he can save their bodies after the quarrel. But Ernest stated that this will be his last time helping the girls since they brought him too much stress. After he fixes them, the girls realize Ernest won't live forever. So, they try to get Lyle to convince him to become immortal, but he does not turn. Instead, he realizes his life is more valuable than immortality. So, he runs away from the both of them and never sees them again. 37 years later, Ernest Manville dies. Madeline and Helen attend his funeral mocking him, but you can see how rugged they become since they turned immortal. Both of them get into a small cat fight where they end up pushing each other off the stairs where they both fall and snap. I really love this movie, especially because of how creative it was for its time. I loved how flawlessly the actors played their roles in this movie and how the Technicolor was vibrant throughout the entire film. I wouldn't recommend this film enough, so make sure you watch Death Becomes Her if you're interested.
And now over to David in the IKC Sports Room.
The Harker Heights Knights hosted the 14th-ranked Ellison Eagles in front of a packed house. Star guard Elijah Gibson led all scorers with 21 points with 4 threes, while Julian Ruiz had one of his best games of the season, adding 14 points and 4 threes. The Knights shot 10 for 23 from behind the arc, which propelled them to get a win over the 14th-ranked Eagles. Sean Parks was Ellison's leading scorer with 17 points, and Chandler Miles and Elijah Bass each in double figures as well, but majority of those points came in the second half. After the putback layup by Miles to tie the game 7-7, the Eagles never led again even after a poor shooting third quarter by the Knights. The 14-1 Knights will travel to another crosstown rival, the Chaparral Bobcats, and after the break will start district play against the Shoemaker Grey Wolves. While the 11-6 Ellison Eagles will travel to the Rouge Den and will play rival Killeen. Hope to see all you at the games. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you for watching Inside KISD, student-produced television. For Ricky, our crew backstage, and all of us here at the Career Center, I'm Alejandro Pats. We'll see you next time on Inside KISD.
Welcome to the Killeen Career Center, the best place at Killeen ISD where you can start building your future with special courses like graphic design, audiovisual production, cosmetology, automotive technology, welding, and so much more. Find out more about KCC on the district website, www.killeenisd.org. And remember to dream big, work hard.